What if I told you that the same ancient secrets the Nazis desperately hunted across the globe are still being uncovered today? And they might completely rewrite everything we think we know about human history. The evidence is so compelling that it's forcing archaeologists to question whether we've been wrong about our origins this entire time. In the shadowy corridors of Nazi Germany, Heinrich Himmler wasn't just orchestrating one of history's darkest chapters. He was funding expeditions to the most remote corners of the earth, searching for something that would validate his twisted worldview and unlock what he believed were the supernatural origins of the Aryan race. But here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. The artifacts and locations they were investigating are now yielding discoveries that suggest there might have been advanced civilizations on Earth long before anything in our history books. The term pre-Adamic refers to the controversial idea that sophisticated human-like beings existed on Earth before the biblical Adam, potentially tens of thousands of years earlier than mainstream archaeology suggests. While the Nazis twisted this concept for their own horrific purposes, modern discoveries are revealing that our planet's past might be far stranger and more complex than we ever imagined. Let me take you back to 1935. Heinrich Himmler establishes the Ahnenerbe, officially known as the Ancestral Heritage Research and Teaching Society. On the surface, it appeared to be an archaeological organization, but its true purpose was far more sinister and bizarre. Himmler believed that by uncovering evidence of ancient Aryan supremacy, he could provide scientific justification for Nazi ideology, and perhaps even discover supernatural powers that would ensure German victory. The Ahnenerbe launched expeditions that sound like something straight out of an Indiana Jones movie, except these were real, well-funded operations that spanned the globe. They sent teams to Tibet, searching for the mythical city of Shambhala and evidence of ancient Aryan settlements. They explored the Andes Mountains, convinced that Nordic peoples had once ruled over South American civilizations. They even investigated sites across Europe, looking for proof that advanced Germanic tribes had built monuments that predated known history. But here's where things get genuinely fascinating from a historical perspective. Stripped away from Nazi propaganda, many of the locations and artifacts they investigated are now revealing genuinely puzzling discoveries that have nothing to do with racial superiority, but everything to do with questioning our understanding of human development. Take Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, for example. While the Nazis never reached this site, it represents exactly the type of discovery that would have captivated their attention. This massive stone complex was built around 9,600 BCE, making it older than Stonehenge by roughly 6,000 years. The sophistication of its construction suggests that hunter-gatherer societies were capable of far more complex organization and engineering than previously believed. The site predates agriculture, yet required coordinated effort from hundreds of people to construct massive stone pillars arranged in precise circular patterns. The mystery deepens when we examine the deliberate burial of Göbekli Tepe around 8,000 BCE. Someone made the conscious decision to cover this magnificent complex with tons of earth, preserving it for millennia. This suggests that even in ancient times, there was recognition that this site represented something significant that needed to be protected or hidden. Moving to South America, we find another puzzle that aligns with the type of mysteries that fascinated Nazi expeditions. The Pumapunku complex in Bolivia features stone blocks cut with such precision that they fit together without mortar, creating joints so tight that you can't slip a piece of paper between them. The stones show evidence of advanced cutting techniques, with some blocks weighing over 100 tons, yet transported to an altitude of over 12,000 feet above sea level. What makes Pumapunku particularly intriguing is its age. Recent dating suggests construction began around 536 CE, but some researchers argue for much earlier dates based on geological and astronomical evidence. The precision of the stonework rivals modern machining capabilities, leading some to question whether ancient civilizations possessed technology that we've lost to history. The Nazis were particularly obsessed with Tibet, launching multiple expeditions to the region. They believed it held secrets of ancient Aryan civilization and possibly supernatural knowledge. While their racial theories were completely unfounded, Tibet does hold genuine archaeological mysteries that continue to puzzle researchers today. High in the Tibetan plateau, researchers have discovered evidence of human habitation at extreme altitudes dating back thousands of years. These populations developed unique genetic adaptations to survive in low-oxygen environments, suggesting long periods of isolation and specialized evolution. Ancient Tibetan texts describe advanced civilizations and technologies that seem anachronistic for their supposed time periods, though separating fact from mythological embellishment remains challenging. The Nazi fascination with Antarctica represents another chapter in their search for pre-Adamic secrets. While their Antarctic expeditions were primarily focused on territorial claims and potential military bases, they also sought evidence of ancient civilizations in the ice. Today, as climate change reveals previously hidden areas of Antarctica, researchers are discovering that the continent has a far more complex geological and potentially biological history than previously understood. Recent discoveries have revealed ancient river valleys, mountain ranges, and even possible evidence of past vegetation beneath the ice. While no evidence of ancient human civilization has been confirmed, the findings suggest that Antarctica may have been habitable in the distant past, potentially supporting the development of unknown ecosystems or even human settlements. Moving to the realm of genetics and human origins, modern DNA analysis is revealing complexities in human evolution that echo some of the questions raised by pre-Adamic theories, though without any of the racial implications the Nazis promoted. We now know that modern humans interbred with Neanderthals, Denisovans, and possibly other archaic human species. This creates a far more complex picture of human development than the simple linear progression once taught in schools. Some genetic evidence suggests that certain human populations carry DNA from unknown archaic human species, creating what researchers call ghost populations. These genetic signatures indicate that our ancestors encountered and interbred with human-like beings that we haven't yet identified in the fossil record. This doesn't support any notion of racial superiority, but it does suggest that human history is more complex and mysterious than we previously understood. The megalithic sites scattered across Europe also captured Nazi attention, though their interpretations were colored by ideological bias. Sites like Newgrange in Ireland, built around 3200 BCE, demonstrate sophisticated astronomical knowledge and engineering capabilities. The passage tomb is precisely aligned to capture sunlight during the winter solstice, illuminating the inner chamber in a dramatic display that suggests deep understanding of celestial mechanics. Similar precision appears in sites across Europe, from the stone circles of Britain to the alignments of Carnac in France. These monuments required not only advanced planning and engineering, but also the social organization to mobilize large workforces over extended periods. They suggest that Neolithic European societies were far more sophisticated than traditionally believed, though this sophistication had nothing to do with racial characteristics and everything to do with human ingenuity and cultural development. The Antikythera mechanism, discovered in a Greek shipwreck, provides another example of ancient technological sophistication that challenges our assumptions about historical capabilities. This bronze device, dating to around 100 BCE, functioned as an analog computer capable of predicting astronomical events with remarkable accuracy. Its complex gear system demonstrates mechanical knowledge that wasn't rediscovered until the development of clockwork in the medieval period. Recent analysis using advanced imaging techniques has revealed that the Antikythera mechanism was even more sophisticated than initially realized, incorporating features that suggest its creators had a deep understanding of mathematical principles and mechanical engineering. This discovery forces us to reconsider what ancient civilizations might have been capable of achieving with the right knowledge and motivation. The search for pre-Adamic secrets also leads us to consider the role of lost civilizations and catastrophic events in human history. Geological evidence confirms that Earth has experienced numerous catastrophic events that could have wiped out advanced civilizations, leaving only fragmentary evidence of their existence. The Younger Dryas period, occurring roughly 12,000 years ago, marked a dramatic climate cooling that coincided with the extinction of many large mammals and potentially significant changes in human societies. Some researchers propose that advanced civilizations might have existed before these catastrophic events, only to be destroyed or severely diminished by natural disasters. The survivors would have faced the challenge of rebuilding from scattered knowledge and resources, potentially explaining why certain technologies and knowledge systems appear to emerge suddenly in the archaeological record without clear developmental precursors. This brings us to the controversial topic of out-of-place artifacts, objects that seem technologically or chronologically inconsistent with accepted historical timelines. While many supposed anomalies have been debunked through careful analysis, some genuine puzzles remain. These artifacts don't necessarily support theories of ancient alien intervention or lost super-civilizations, but they do suggest that our understanding of technological development might be incomplete. The Baghdad battery, for example, consists of a clay jar containing a copper cylinder and iron rod that could theoretically function as an electrochemical cell. Dating to around 250 CE, its true purpose remains debated. While some researchers argue it could have been used for electroplating, others suggest it served a purely ceremonial function. Regardless of its original use, its construction demonstrates knowledge of electrical principles that predates the formal discovery of electricity by many centuries. Modern archaeology is also revealing the extent to which ancient civilizations were connected through trade networks and cultural exchange. The discovery of Roman artifacts in Japan, Chinese silk in Egyptian tombs, and New World crops in African archaeological contexts demonstrates that ancient peoples were far more globally connected than previously believed. These connections raise intriguing questions about knowledge transfer between ancient civilizations. Advanced techniques in metallurgy, astronomy, and engineering appeared in multiple locations around the world, sometimes with striking similarities that suggest either direct contact or parallel development of complex ideas. Understanding these connections helps explain how sophisticated knowledge could have been preserved and transmitted across vast distances and time periods. The field of archaeoastronomy continues to reveal the sophisticated astronomical knowledge possessed by ancient civilizations. Sites around the world demonstrate precise alignments with celestial events, suggesting that ancient peoples possessed detailed understanding of planetary motions, stellar positions, and long-term astronomical cycles. This knowledge often required generations of careful observation and record-keeping, indicating stable civilizations capable of maintaining complex intellectual traditions. As we examine these mysteries with modern scientific methods, We're discovering that the truth about our past is far more fascinating than any conspiracy theory or ideological interpretation. The pre-Adamic secrets that captivated Nazi expeditions weren't about racial superiority or supernatural powers. They were about the incredible complexity and sophistication of human civilization stretching back far further into prehistory than we once imagined. Today's discoveries are rewriting textbooks and forcing us to acknowledge that our ancestors were capable of remarkable achievements with the tools and knowledge available to them. Rather than diminishing human accomplishment, these revelations celebrate the ingenuity, persistence, and intellectual curiosity that have characterized our species throughout history. The real secret isn't about some mythical master race or ancient aliens. It's about recognizing that human beings have always been capable of extraordinary things when circumstances allow for the development and preservation of knowledge. Every new discovery adds another piece to the complex puzzle of our shared human heritage, revealing a story far richer and more inspiring than any ideology could ever provide. As we continue exploring our past with ever more sophisticated tools and techniques, who knows what other secrets we'll uncover about the remarkable civilizations that came before us.